What's going on, guys? Brand new video from Frankfurter. Really weird, kind of sticking with the India theme. I'm not Indian at all, but thought we'd go with a FIFA video this time. Probably tried finding the worst team I possibly could on FIFA. North East United, they finished bottom of the Indian League last time, basically on my research, and by some distance as well, so I'd probably say they are the worst team on FIFA. Decided to add them to League 2, and we're going to do a youth academy only rebuild. I've done a couple of these before, but obviously never done a YouTube video on it. I've seen plenty of YouTube videos, especially FIFA, Jared HD, etc. Putting these kind of videos out, really enjoyable, like doing them. So hope you guys like it. But yeah, basically there's not really loads of rules to it. I was gonna do purely just Indian youth players. Decided against that one. As you can see, I've got the Tinker Man in charge, Claudio Ranieri. Yeah, which I like using an actual manager since they brought in. I think that's quite a cool feature. So it's not actually Frankfurter as the manager this time, it's Claudio Ranieri, the Tinker Man. He's going to take us all the way to Champions League, hopefully. And yeah, like I said, we're not going with just Indian. I thought that'd just be... It's not even too unrealistic. It's mainly because you can't actually manage the Indian national team. One youth rebuild I want to do at some point is like getting youth players through, managing the national team. As you can see, though, took over North East United. Some of the youth team players that we got through are absolutely fantastic. Two wingers straight away, 61 and 64 rated with really high potential. One of them we can promote straight away. One of them we couldn't. Quickly just running through the squad there. Basically what I'm doing is transfer listing every single player. I don't want any real players. I just want purely youth team players. So put everyone on the transfer list. I sacked the scout that I had there. It was one star because I thought I'm going to get a much better scout, and then I realised there's not really that many better scouts there, so I thought I'd wait, sell some players, get some money, get a much better scout. Didn't really work out. I did get a couple of better scouts, but I was really looking for one 5-star scout, even a 5-star, 4-star, but it didn't happen. As you can see there, I've got 3 scouts in the end who were all okay, but nothing much. We promoted Novak, who's one of the wingers who was 61 rated, the lower rated one. Peters, I think he's called, the other winger. He's only 15, so we can't promote him yet. He's some of the players that we sold. I'm not going to go through the names because I will struggle to pronounce. There's definitely some of them are quite easy to pronounce, but some of them I have absolutely no chance. Some of the fixtures, and to be honest, this first season I am not bothered about how we do in the league. Yeah, it's all about actually just this first season. We were not going to be able to get youth team players through all the way through in the first season, like just as our first starting 11. We're in January at the moment. I know, gone very, very quickly, and we've got basically these all the youth team players we've got through by them. We've got a couple of decent ones. Like you can see, Peters is now 66 rated, which is fantastic. And yeah, basically just promoting a couple of players in January, or just before January, so we can sell some players in January that we obviously don't want. But yeah, still nowhere near from a full squad of youth team players. Here's the squad, how it's looking at the moment. Novak's gone up to a 65 rated, he was 61 at the start, which is good. Sandoval, the goalkeeper, is one of our players. We're just mixing around the team. We've got quite a few attacking mids through. Sanderson, I think he's called, one of them. He's one of the best ones that we got through, 59 rated. So again, we're just basically making sure that we can get these attacking mids actually in the squad. I think in total we ended up with something like 4 youth team players that actually came into the first team squad. And you know what I mean, I'm simming all of this through the calendar at the moment. And yeah, we're still obviously nowhere near from having a full squad, but my plan is by the end of this first season we will have a full squad of youth team players, which, well, spoiler alert, we do, thankfully. We might just, well, to be honest, I've actually just got to that point where we just finished the first season and we're pretty much there. We might still have like 1 or 2 players pottering about, but we've got something like 20 youth team players in the first squad. It's going to be a difficult one. The problem is because we had some current players who are decent rating. Oh yeah, by the way, just look, don't know if you just noticed that, but I completely changed my team. went out of the menu, just click back basically. So I did save it, and it just completely jumbled up my squad. Just how great this game is. Absolutely no reason for it. Just put players all in just loads of random positions. But again, here we are at the end of the season, going through against some of the players that we've seen. You might have just seen that we actually found a player there for 1.4 million. For some reason, I started recording right as I clicked sign, so you just might have missed it. You had to be really quick. Kind of the way I'm talking right now, very, very quick. Yeah, some of the players, obviously, you can see that we're selling a lot more players. We've probably show you in a second some of the youth team players that we've got through. I ended up promoting a lot of players. Some of them that I did off camera, some of them that I will show on camera. In fact, quite a lot of them actually I did off camera. Turns out I missed that clip. Yeah, as you can see, there's loads of youth team players that we've got there. Not really anyone that's massively rated other than Peters, who you already know he's now 69 rated. Novak, look at him, 70 rated. Sanderson's got up to a 61. Yeah, we are still we're always going to have one scout going to India. Eventually, hopefully, going to have a five-star scout going to India. But yeah, we are getting there. A lot of these players, as you can see, the current players. I mean, I'm going to say current and region. So the current players that currently are that started with us, they're pretty much every single one's due to leave us at the end of the season. There might be, like I say, a couple that are still there, but yeah, they're pretty much all there. Look at Novak again, 16 goals, 7 assists. He pretty much carried us. We finished, what, I think 18th in the league. I don't know if I showed you that, but yeah, that's where we finished. The squad is looking pretty poor, to be honest, especially like we're going to lose a lot of our best players, so next season's going to be interesting. But yeah, we'll see how we do, I suppose. Sanderson looks like a decent player. Obviously, we've got Novak. We've got what, 3-4 players. I think the biggest problem is going to be the defence. We don't have any centre backs at all, so we need to find some youth team players centre backs. Don't know if we can cheat. Maybe give himself some regions. That'd be nice. But yeah, that's basically how we stand at the moment. Let's see how we do in season 2, and let's see how the team looks at the start of season 2. So guys, start of season 2, lots of departures. As I said previously, pretty much every single current player, would be gone by the end of season 1, which is the case. Only youth team players left, which is fantastic. It's impossible pretty much to do it in the first season, especially when you're doing youth team players. Pretty happy to only have youth team players. However, as you can see by the squad, we've got a couple of decent players, but yeah, defence is absolutely the main area where we need to do some work, isn't it? Because we don't have a single defender in the squad. Motti Shaw is one, which actually is better at centre back, which I didn't realise before. So technically, we've got one. Going through the youth team there, as you can see, we've got quite a few full-backs. 4 in fact. We have got CDM in Bauman, and usually they can be changed to CDMs, but Bauman doesn't have any good defensive quality at all. He's actually going to be better in like a winger striker role probably, so nothing there. I'm not going to say his first name, but Saeed, centre mid, 63 rated, looks absolutely fantastic. We promoted him. We're just promoting all the players that are really 16, 17, 18 and above that we can actually promote. I've got decent ability. We've got Ibrahim there, 62 is really good right mid, it'd be perfect, but unfortunately, he's only 15 years old, but as you can see, he's got 80 to 94 potential, 62 rated. He is going to be a big player for us once he turns 16. We'll just have to wait for that moment. Promoted all those guys that we could promote into the first team. We've definitely got enough players. As I said, the big problem is the defence, and we can't sign anyone, so we're just going to have to hope some of these youngsters in the youth team who are 15, turn 16 very soon, can promote them. We'll find a couple in the next month or two before the season starts. And yeah, or we can just make do with what we've got. Here we are, just like changing the team back once we've promoted a few players, putting Bowden into centre mid. However, realised very quickly that obviously Saeed is by far the better centre mid, 63 rate, is going to be a fantastic player for us. Again, just moving a couple of players about. After that, there's not really much, is there, in terms of ability. We've got Bowden who's 60 rate, but he's not got much potential, unfortunately. One player I did notice though was Saeed. I noticed he actually had better defensive ability than attacking ability. So I thought, even as centre forward, let's put him centre back. As you can see, he fits perfectly. He doesn't say he's out of position at all. He actually goes up by 4. And that's a really good tip for anyone who doesn't play career mode often. If you want to know if a player is better in a certain position without actually training them, or before you actually train them, promote them, change them into that position, or like hover over the position, and it'll say +1, +2. If they're better in attacking mid, it might say +8 compared to a normal +2 that they might have had. Once you promoted them, that means they're going to go up by 6 once you promoted them. And then, yeah, here we are, just going through the youth team scouts. We released our, I can't remember what it was called, to be honest, but we released a scout and got a 5-star scout, and that's basically our budget spent. That's all we're going to do, and he's going to be our scout going to India, and he's just going to be going to India for all that time. And yeah, we've also got a couple of scouts going elsewhere. Going back a couple of weeks in advance, really, not going back, we've actually had a few players turn 16, thankfully. A few more players come through as well, like Tariq Hassan, right wing back, and as always, when you need a defender, he might be a defender, you think, fantastic, but looking at his ability, he's got 54 shooting and 59 dribbling, only 40 defending, so he's not going to be a defender, really. Promoted him because absolutely he's probably going to be a good option up front or on the wing or something, but yeah. However, we have still got a few players through, a couple of full-backs, and that's what we needed. We have somehow ended up with 2 centre-backs because I've been able to change people's positions. We need full-backs. Khan, as you can see, is right back. He's got good potential and decent ability, but he's still not 16 yet. We're kind of waiting on him. I've really sped this up, so you probably couldn't tell, but that was a scout report for India. 5-star scout. There wasn't a single player above 80 potential and over 200,000 in value, so every single one got rejected. So really struggling. As you can see, our team's not looking fantastic. We've got a couple of good players in, obviously Novak, Peters, Sanderson, Saeed. But that's it. Obviously, those, like, our midfield looks pretty good. Up front we look weak. Defence look very weak. Goalkeeper will look weak. Obviously, still in League 2. Last season we had quite a few players that obviously were originals who actually had decent ability. That helped prop us up the table. This season I think it's going to be a massive struggle. Just having a look at Tariq Hassan. Basically just looking at changing his position. We did look and see what position he was best in. It was a striker. We do need a striker, so changing him to a striker is going to take quite a few weeks, but I think that's where he'll be best in. Currently going on with the transfers, trying to loan out a couple of players, offering there for Novak if you just saw it from Bournemouth, not selling him ever, if I can help it anyway. No doubt I'll probably end up having to sell him at some point, but if I can help it, not. Motty Shaw is our first fully fledged centre back, gone up by 3 as well to 60, which is really good. That should definitely help the team. I'm really hoping that we can somehow, you know what I mean, just stay up from the bottom and keep our job. That's the main thing this season, just keep our job. Even if we finish in the bottom 2, if we keep our job for next season, then it's been a positive, I suppose. We've got obviously 3 or 4 very good players. Getting a couple of youth team players in there, you might have seen a couple of decent value, potentially could help us. Like I said, the thing that we really need right now is defence. Yeah, we're just going to have to keep on hoping. I've set a couple of youth scouts purely to defenders, or I'll show you that in a second. A couple of players that have been loaned out though, so loaned out. I'm not going to go through all the names or even try to pronounce them, but we loaned out those 4 guys there. Those 4 people got loaned out. Hopefully they'll go up in overall rating and come back and help us at some point. This is how the team is looking. Look at Novak there, 72 rated already. Bernd Peters as well is looking fantastic, 71 rated. Saeed's a good player at 64 rated there as well. Shaw, good centre back at 61 is our really only hope in defence, unfortunately. And yeah, like I say, even attacking mid and up front, we're not that strong away for a League 2 team. We'll probably be just about alright, but yeah, let's see how we get on, I suppose. Scouts, like I say, I'm sending a couple out to a few different places. Bulgaria, why not? Like I say, I'm going to try and choose different places all the time, pretty much. And Venezuela, actually, I don't think I did choose defensive as the focus did, which I probably should have done. However, we did get some defenders through, as you can see here, both Indians. Moti Ahmed. We could have both the Mottis at centre backs. Moti Ahmed obviously looks like the best one. He's got decent potential, 72 to 92. Jamal Ibrahim has finally become 16 years old. We promoted him, 65 rated, so he's by far going to be one of our highest rated players behind Peters and Novak. Obviously, the problem is he plays in the same position as them, which is typical. A few players have improved though, which you can see. You also see there that Saeed has... In fact, has he changed centre back? I don't think he has. No, he just fits that. Yeah, it's like, how do we even get Ibrahim in? Looking at the attacking mids, we've got Higgins there at 57 rated. Surely we've got to somehow swap him out, maybe change one of the wingers to a cab. That's exactly what I did. I was looking at maybe moving Ibrahim there. It didn't seem to fit. Novak didn't seem to fit that much either. Peters, however, fit perfectly. So Peter's basically position changed to a cam. Again, getting some offers in here where he actually at the end of January, start of February. But yeah, making a mess out. Just explaining something very simple. Getting a couple of offers in. You see a 14.3 million bid plus Nathan Redmond. Imagine having Nathan Redmond in League Two. Yeah, for Novak, obviously still rejecting it though. And again, a good offer for Peter. Could have some real money there, couldn't we? But it's a youth team rebuild. We need that, so not happening. A couple of Venezuelan youth prospects here on the youth scout report. A couple of players rejecting the large majority of them. Not to be fair, so we signed that guy there, Ramirez, 450k value. Looks like a decent player, but again, it's a goalkeeper, which you don't really need. A couple of Bulgarians signing pretty much all of them, even off 425k. Looks like a decent one. It looks like a defender as well, unless I'm mistaken. January, we decided to loan out again a lot of players that basically weren't getting games out and that we didn't need. Best way to get really good improvements to your players is loaning players out. And obviously that's what we've done. Skip and fast forward to the end of the season, see how we've done. And looking at the league table, we've actually done a lot better than I would have thought. Finishing 19th place, above the relegation zone, by a decent amount as well. Pretty comfortable in the end. Quite tight down there at the bottom, I suppose. But yeah, the league table itself for me is absolutely insane, and yeah, it seems to be always the case with League Two. Look, winning the title is 74 points. I know they've got a game left, but that's absolutely mental. Like the difference in points, like so tight all the way through the table. Like 15 or 20 points separating like 20th to first place. Absolutely insane. And it always seems to happen, like I say. Here's how the team's looking at the end of the second season. Hassan, 61 rating, and so is Brewer. Brewer's gone up by quite a lot this season. Ibrahim's there in right mid. Peter's been changed to a cam, 76 rated. Some really good development. Novak's gone up to 78. Saeed's 60 rated for a centre-back. I believe he has now changed to a centre-back. He has actually changed fully fledged to a centre back. Here's the league. Well, not the league stats, just the player stats for the second season. Brewer with 18 goals, which is really impressive. But obviously, the main one to shout out about Novak, 9 goals and 7 assists. Ibrahim only came in January time, pretty much 8 goals and 4 assists. Saeed 8 goals, 7 assists. Sanderson 5 goals, 3 assists. I think Hassan, probably the biggest disappointment in there. Not really contributing much. There's 1 goal. He might have played a lot of right back. I don't know. I just skipped through the calendar, so I didn't really see what was going on. But yeah, that's basically how Season 2 has ended. 19th place, not too bad. Quite a lot of improvements to the team. The defence is looking much better. Decent goalkeeper. Our midfield is very, very, very strong. Probably at League One Championship standard now. Striker, got 2 decent strikers now. Again, hoping for more improvement from them. Still a few players in the youth squad, not fully shown it. I'll show that in the next video. The next video will be out in the next couple of days, which will have seasons 3, 4, probably 5 as well. We should be able to get through things a lot quicker now. Please like, comment, subscribe, all the normal stuff that you get told in every single YouTube video. I'm going to say it on every single one because I'm brand new here. This is my first ever FIFA video. Let me know what you think. Comment. Any suggestions will be helpful. There's going to be another 2 videos of this series until completion. And yeah, let me know what you think, guys. See you later.